on the Orrs Creek Ranch, which is named after the creek that borders us on the north side, Orrs Creek. And then on the east side of the ranch is the Russian River. These are ready to be harvested. We'll be picking all of this with the machine here in the next couple of weeks. My family moved here in the 1850s from Missouri. We've been here ever since, farming and ranching. We have actually 4 different types of water available to us. So I have a riparian water right, an appropriate water right. I have a contract with the Russian River Flood Control District for water for irrigation. And then I also have recycled water from the city of Ukiah that I contract. It takes us like literally 8 hours a day for 3 days to do all of the reporting that we have to do to comply with State Water Board. Good intentioned regulations that don't actually have a benefit. It's frustrating for water users like me because we're not gardening here, we're actually running a business. And that's one of the reasons why we're interested in this telemetry project, is because we think that data can be beneficial to water users, to agencies, and to everyone who needs that data to make informed decisions.
The Russian River Telemetry Study involves assessing the cost, logistics, and data governance of telemetered water monitoring and hearing back from the Russian River community. Telemetry involves transmitting data from the location it's measured to a second location. It produces real-time, standardized data for timely and appropriate water management decisions.
Working together with local water monitoring entities and individuals and water users in the Russian River, we developed recommendations for the Telemetry Research Unit on a watershed-scale telemetry study.
The Russian River Telemetry Study is really a pilot project. The idea was, let's take a watershed and install telemetry equipment up and down it so that we have an example of what kind of data is useful, what's the cost associated with it, and let's run the project for a couple of years and see what emerges on the other end.
The Russian River Telemetry Study is unique for the water boards because it's the first attempt to interact collaboratively with the local community so that moving forward, the water boards can make regulations and reporting requirements that align with their reality.
Under classic water rights order of priority, when you don't have enough water for everybody, the most junior right holders, that means the people who have the youngest water rights, are entirely curtailed first. We don't have the staff, time, or resources to necessarily do curtailments with a fine-edged knife. You have to kind of come in with a blunt instrument, and that's what a curtailment is. Telemetry allows for something different.
There's a need to keep water in stream for aquatic life purposes, with the need for that water to support the agricultural community that supports much of the economy of the Russian River watershed. One of the key roles of the R3MP with the Telemetry Research Study is to provide the mechanism and the framework so that the monitoring that's conducted can continue with willing landowners beyond the time frame of the telemetry study.
Sonoma Water is the water supply provider for the North Bay, Sonoma and Marin counties. We got involved early on in the study with the consortium and the State Water Board, providing some local knowledge about the Russian River and using our experiences through multiple studies over the years. I was impressed with the amount of local outreach, with the workshops that were conducted to solicit feedback.
In the Russian River watershed, we held meetings to learn about water management challenges, monitoring gaps, and to gather feedback on how this telemetry study might support and address some of those challenges. We did hear some concerns from potential volunteers about data accuracy and data privacy, and we worked together with the Telemetry Research Unit to address those concerns and to really make people feel comfortable to participate in the study.
It's one thing to sit at a desk and assess data, but it's another thing to go out and see where the data comes from and what it means to the people who own those lands and operate those farms.
We pump water from the Russian River to fill our ponds. When we need a lot of water fast, we can pump out of it. That way the impact that we have on the creeks and streams that we're drawing from is okay with the rest of the things that are going on in the river. And that's one of our pumps. We are currently farming about 250 acres, primarily grapevines. I was one of the initial landowners that was approached about the study It was kind of fun to actually talk to the folks that were conducting the study about my concerns. The respect that the study has shown for the landowners has been really impressive. One thing that is really nice about this data collection process is that there isn't a fee to the growers. The water meter, the installation, and the upkeep for the next year won't be on my dime. If we don't have good data, it's going to be difficult to make those decisions. We're making decisions without any knowledge. I think the risks of being part of the study are pretty minimal, and the benefits are going to be fantastic for the agricultural community.
And if we look towards a future where there's more people in California, there's more demand on the water, it's hotter, there maybe are more droughts, this type of research is really going to be important for protecting California's way of life, its endemic species.
Collecting this kind of data is one of the steps towards making sure that California can prosper into the future.
Now the California Water Data Consortium is working with a Telemetry Technical Advisory Committee to develop recommendations for statewide telemetry. These recommendations will help to shape the future of telemetered water monitoring in California and will guide the State Water Board as it advances its initiatives to modernize water data in California.
Around the world, you'd find a lot of people who would look at what we have here and go, holy smokes, you guys are so incredibly lucky. That resource is, it's special and we have to protect it.